University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, welcome to a new series of University Challenge. A few weeks ago, around 130 student teams from all over the UK sat our test paper. 28 teams did well enough to spend the next several months answering increasingly difficult questions on the way to the final. The winners will be entitled to display the University Challenge trophy in their institution for a year in a boastful location of their own choosing, which in the past has included leaving it in its cardboard box under a desk in the Porter's Lodge for the full 12 months. In these first-round matches, the aim is simple. Be ahead on points at the gong, but if that's beyond them, teams should try to get at least enough points to put them among the 4 highest-scoring losing teams, which will ensure they return for the playoffs and a final chance to stay in the competition. Now, the team from Warwick University are representing an institution which won this competition in 2007. Notably situated at Coventry rather than Warwick itself, it received its royal charter in 1965 and has earned a reputation for being particularly business-friendly. Alumni include the politicians David Davis and Valerie Amos, the comedy writers Stephen Merchant and Ruth Jones, the comedian and broadcaster Frank Skinner, and the writers Anne Fine and A.L. Kennedy. Tonight's team have an average age of 22 and they're playing on behalf of around 25,000 fellow students. Let's meet them.
Hi, my name's Emily Wolfenden. I'm from Durham in Norfolk and I'm studying maths.
Hello, my name is Jacopo Sartori. I'm from Rovereto in Italy and I'm doing a Masters in Maths.
And this is their captain.
Hi, I'm Ben Beardsley. I'm from Settle in North Yorkshire and I'm also studying maths.
Hi, I'm Robert Gowers. I'm from Market Harbour in Leicestershire and I'm doing a PhD in neuroscience.
Now, the University of Exeter traces its origins to 3 19th century educational institutions situated in southwest England and received its full university status in 1955. Alumni include the naturalist and presenter Steve Backshall, the singer Will Young, the actor Stephen Delane, Tom York of the band Radiohead, the writers Robert Bolt and J.K. Rowling, and the politician Caroline Lucas. With an average age of 20 and representing a student population of around 22,000, let's meet the Exeter team.
Hi, my name's Simon. I'm from Hitchin in Hertfordshire and I'm studying natural sciences.
I'm Will. I'm from Woking and I'm studying history and international relations.
And this is their captain.
Hi, I'm Danny. I'm from Oxford and I'm studying physics.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm originally from Chichester and I'm studying for a PhD in acoustic metamaterials.
Right, the rules are the same as ever. Starter questions are worth 10 points. They have to be answered individually on the buzzer, and bonuses are team efforts. They're worth 15, and you can confer for those. Fingers on the buzzer. Here's your first starter for 10. What 5-letter word links a streptococcal infection characterised by a rash, a 1992 football memoir by Nick Hornby, and the 1977 film whose soundtrack includes Stayin' Alive and Jive Talking?
Warwick Sartori.
Night.
No, you lose 5 points. Anyone like to buzz?
Exeter Lay.
Fever.
Fever is correct, yes. Your first bonuses, Exeter, are on words marked origin unascertained in the Oxford English Dictionary. In each case, give the word from the definition. Firstly, a 7-letter word meaning an outburst or display of petulance or ill temper. The OED notes that it appears in a 17th century pamphlet as a Welshman's mispronunciation of the word anthem.
Tantrum.
Correct. Secondly, an 8-letter word, perhaps deriving from the surname of a fictional Irish family. In the OED, it first appears in police court reports in 1898, and it now means a typically young, violent troublemaker.
Nominate Clintworth.
Hooligan.
Hooligan is correct. And finally, a 4-letter word meaning an adherent of a major British political grouping from the late 17th to the mid-19th century. For example, Henry Pelham or Charles James Fox.
Is it Tory or Whig?
Tory.
Tory.
No, it's Whig. OK. 10 points for this. According to the first entry of a noted journal, which ship, having been twice driven back by heavy southwestern gales, sailed from Devonport on the 27th of December 1831. The vessel was under the command of a captain...
Exeter Clintworth.
Beagle.
The Beagle is correct. You get a set of bonuses, this time on an artist, Exeter. As a deputy of the French National Convention, which neoclassical artist was among those who voted for the execution of Louis XVI? His works of the period include The Oath of the Tennis Court.
Jean-Jacques David.
Nominate Clintworth.
Jean-Jacques David.
Yes, David is correct. He was Jacques Louis, in fact. Which revolutionary and journalist was murdered by a Girondist supporter in 1793, an event depicted in a painting by David the same year?
Nominate Clintworth.
Marat.
Marat is correct. And finally, which military leader did David depict on horseback in a painting to commemorate his crossing of the Alps at the St. Bernard Pass?
Napoleon.
Napoleon is right. Right, another starter question now. What power of two is represented by the prefix MEBI, M-E-B-I, established in 1998 by the International Electrotechnical Commission to represent binary multiples for digital information? The spelling is...
Warwick Gowers.
10.
No, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to fine you 5 points because that was a technical interruption. The spelling is by analogy with the SI prefix mega.
Exeter Lay.
A million.
No, it's 20. Right, 10 points for this. What are the only two consonants in words meaning tall, tree-like grasses native to East Asia, the capital of the Indian state of Maharashtra, a microscopic protozoan, and, according to Shakespeare, the name of the fairy's midwife?
Warwick Wolfenden.
M and B.
M and B is correct, yes. Right, your first set of bonuses, Warwick, are on physics and astronomy. Firstly, for 5 points, the visible surface of the sun or photosphere has an effective temperature of about 5,780 Kelvin, putting it in a broad spectral class of stars indicated by what single letter?
M? I think it's M.
M.
No, it's G. If the sun's temperature in Kelvin were to double, that would put it in the second hottest spectral class, denoted by what single letter?
B.
B.
B is correct. If the sun's temperature in Kelvin were to double, but its radius remained the same, by what factor would its brightness increase, according to the Stefan Boltzmann law?
So, is it 16?
Oh, okay.
16?
Oh, yeah, 16.
Yeah. 16?
16 is right. Time for a picture round. For your picture starter, you'll see a section of the periodic table with one element missing. 10 points if you can give me the name of the missing element.
Warwick Beardsley.
Arsenic.
I'm sorry, if you buzz, you must answer, but you're wrong anyway. Anyone like to buzz
Exeter
from
Lane.
Exeter?
Germanium.
Germanium is correct, yes. Right, germanium was predicted by Mendeleev after his first periodic table was published in 1869. Your picture bonuses are 3 more sections of the modern periodic table, again missing an element predicted by Mendeleev and discovered after 1869. 5 points for each element you can name. Firstly...
Scandium. Scandium.
Correct. Secondly...
I don't.
Is it silver?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Silver.
No, it's rhenium. And finally...
Francium.
Francium is correct. 10 points for this. Based on an idea originated by Georges-Louis Leclerc, Count de Buffon, what type of lens consists of a succession of concentric ring sections?
Warwick Beardsley.
Fresnel.
Fresnel is correct. Your bonuses are on statements about economics. In each case, identify the economists from their own words. Firstly, there exists no more democratic institution than a market. Who wrote those words in Capitalism, Socialism and Democracy?
Friedman. Could it be? Yeah. Friedman.
No, it was Schumpeter. Neither a state nor a bank have ever had the unrestricted power of issuing paper money without abusing that power. This appears in On the Principles of Political Economy and Taxation by which economist?
It's Malthus.
Yeah, Malthus.
Malthus.
No, it's Ricardo. And finally, given sufficient time to gather the fruits, a reduction of taxation will run a better chance than an increase of balancing the budget. Who wrote those words in The Means to Prosperity?
Is it Laffer? Laffer.
No, that was Keynes. 10 points for this. Which US writer referred to his homeland as the United States of Amnesia? Born in 1925, his novels include Washington, D.C., one of a series of 7 historical chronicles, and Myra Breckinridge, a controversial satire.
Exeter Clintworth.
Gore Vidal.
Gore Vidal is correct. Right, you get a set of bonuses on the Chinese-American physicist Chien-Shiung Wu. Wu joined the Manhattan Project in 1944, where she helped to develop methods to separate which 2 isotopes of uranium?
235 and 238. 235 and 238.
Correct. In 1956, by observing beta particles radiated by cobalt-60, Wu demonstrated that what particle property is not conserved in reactions mediated by the weak nuclear force?
Strangeness. I think it's strangeness. Strangeness?
No, it's parity. Later, observing beta decay, Wu showed that the weak force also violates which symmetry?
Nominate Brown.
CP symmetry.
That is correct, yes. Conjugation, right. 10 points for this. A major source of hydroelectric power, the Glomma, is the longest river in which European country? It flows southwards for more than 600 kilometres before reaching the city of Fredrikstad and entering the sea at a long inlet named after the country's capital.
Exeter Clintworth.
Ukraine.
No? Anyone like to buzz from Warwick?
Warwick Gowers.
Sweden.
No, it's Norway. 10 points for this. With a cast including Andrew Garfield, Denise Gough and Russell Tovey and subtitled A Gay Fantasia on national themes, which 19...
Warwick Beardsley.
Angels in America.
Correct. Your bonuses, Warwick, are on the albums of Bob Dylan. Firstly, for 5, which album of 1973 featured the song Knockin' on Heaven's Door and was recorded for a Sam Peckinpah film about a lawman and a gunfighter in the American West?
This is, I think, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid soundtrack.
Okay. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
No, it's Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. Secondly, which album of 1997 was widely regarded as a return to artistic form for Dylan? In law, it's a 4-word title meaning a period beyond legal memory.
Time memoriam. Something forwards.
Time beyond memory.
For all time immemorial or something, I don't know.
Far before time immemorial.
Before time in memoriam.
It's Time Out of Mind. Which Dylan album of 1965 features the songs Like a Rolling Stone and Desolation Row? It's named in part after a road between Louisiana and Minnesota.
Highway 61 Revisited.
Correct. 10 points for this. What Greek letter is assigned to the calculus that consists of applying a mathematical function to an argument?
Warwick Beardsley.
Lambda.
Lambda is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Warwick, are on life sciences. All 3 answers begin with the same 2 letters. Firstly, in botany, what term from the Greek for cup-shaped hollow denotes a seed leaf within the embryo of a plant seed? It may be prefixed by mono or di.
Coat.
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 No, it's cotyledon. In the human ear, which spiral tube is coiled around a hollow central pillar called the modulus?
Cochlea.
Correct. Which sea fish has a name derived from the Greek for hollow spine? It was thought to have become extinct about 80 million years ago until a living specimen was found in 1938.
Coelacanth.
Correct. Right, we're going to take a music round now. For your music starter, you're going to hear an excerpt from a symphony. 10 points if you can identify its composer.
Exeter Lay.
Shostakovich.
It is Shostakovich's 7th Symphony, the Leningrad, the 4th movement. Your music bonuses, Exeter, are 3 more classical works, each with a title or nickname containing the name of a city. Firstly, which city appears in the title of this specific piece, the final part of a suite of 10?
Kiev.
It is from Mussorgsky's Pictures of an Exhibition. Secondly, which city is depicted in this tone poem?
Rome.
Rome, it is Respighi's Pines of Rome. And finally, here I want the nickname of this symphony.
Prague.
No, it's Haydn's London Symphony. 10 points for this. Born 1896, who was a member of the House of Commons from 1918 to 31? First as a Conservative, then as an Independent, and later as a Labour Party member. In 1932, he became the leader of the British Union of Fascists.
Warwick Goers.
Oswald Mosley.
Correct. Your bonuses are on place names. In each case, name the place from the description. All three names begin with the same two letters. Firstly, an ancient kingdom of Mesopotamia to the north of Sumer. Its foundation is traditionally ascribed to Sargon in about 2300 BCE.
Akkad.
Correct. Secondly, a high, isolated Himalayan plateau occupied by China since 1950. India claims it as part of Kashmir.
So AK. Akkadian. No. Akkadian.
No, it's Aksai Chin. And finally, a city of northeast Ohio, formerly nicknamed the rubber capital of the world.
Nominate Sartori.
Akron.
Akron is correct, yes. 10 points for this. Gabe Newell and Mike Harrington founded which video game?
Exeter Lay.
Valve.
Valve is correct, yes. These bonuses are on performers who are also companions of honour. Identify each person from the following excerpts from his or her CV. Firstly, whose credits include Bamber Gascoigne's musical comedy Share My Lettuce in 1957, the goddess Thetis in Clash of the Titans in 1981, and several appearances with Daniel Radcliffe, the first being in a TV version of David Copperfield.
I think it might be Vanessa Redgrave.
Vanessa Redgrave.
No, it's Maggie Smith. Which actor and activist has appeared as himself in The Simpsons in 2003, in Ricky Gervais's Extras in 2006, and in the video for George Ezra's song Listen to the Man in 2014?
Nominate Brown.
Matt LeBlanc.
No, it's Saria McKellen. And finally, a recipient of the Burma Star, which performer in 2009 surpassed Bob Dylan to become the oldest living artist to be at #1 in the British album charts?
Is it Mick Jagger? Yeah, give it a go.
Mick Jagger.
No, it was Dame Vera Lynn. You'll be mortified. Right, 10 points for this. What biological term is defined as any of the specialised structures within a cell that perform a specific
Warwick
function?
Beardsley.
Organelle.
Organelle is correct, yes. These bonuses are on aquatic ecology, Warwick. In contradistinction to passively drifting plankton, what six-letter term denotes actively swimming marine organisms?
Do we know?
Don't know.
I've no idea.
We don't know, sorry.
It's nekton. Whirligig beetles are an example of neustons, that is, organisms in what part of the aquatic environment?
On the surface.
The floor?
Littoral?
Oh, on the surface.
On the surface.
The surface.
On or just below the surface of the water, yes. What seven-letter term denotes the collection of organisms attached to or resting on the sea floor?
Isn't that the beach though? Oh, that's the beach.
Do we know?
No, I don't.
Literal.
It's benthos or benthic. Right, 10 points for this. Promulgated in 1946, which country's constitution is sometimes known as the Peace Constitution because of its Article 9, which renounces its right to wage...
Warwick Goers.
Costa Rica.
No, you lose 5 points. Renounces its right to wage war.
Exeter Lay.
Germany.
No, it's Japan. Another starter question now. Emma Snowshill, Nicholas Spirig and Gwen Jorgensen are recent Olympic gold medalists in what multidiscipline sport? In 2012 and 2016, Britain's Alistair Brownlee...
Exeter Clintworth.
Decathlon.
No, you lose 5 points.
Warwick
Won the
Beardsley.
men's event.
Triathlon.
Triathlon is correct, yes. Your bonuses are on medical radioisotopes. More than 80% of compounds used in nuclear medicine are labelled using which radioisotope? It has atomic number 43 and mass number 99.
Barium, isn't it? Barium.
Oh yeah, barium's a thing.
Barium what? Barium 99.
Oh yeah.
Barium 99.
No, it's technetium. Having similar tissue absorption mechanisms as calcium phosphate, technetium-99 labelled phosphonate compounds are used in the imaging of which body parts?
Brain?
Yeah, veins.
The brain. Right?
Oh.
Probably.
Okay.
Brain?
No, it's bones, the skeleton. Iodine-131 can be used for diagnosing and treating conditions associated with which gland? It secretes hormones containing iodine.
Thyroid.
Correct. We're going to take a picture round now. Your picture started, you're going to see a well-known work of art. For 10 points, I want the short title by which it's usually known.
Warwick Beardsley.
The Last Judgment.
It is The Last Judgment, yes, by Michelangelo. That's in the Sistine Chapel, of course. Your picture bonus is 3 more works on the same subject. This time you just have to name the artist in each case. Firstly...
That looks like
Rubens.
Yeah.
Rubens?
That is Rubens. Secondly...
Maybe.
No, it doesn't look so.
Seems like...
Could it be gold?
It seems like Rembrandt.
It could be Rembrandt.
Rembrandt?
No, that's by John Martin. And finally, who did this?
Maybe
Like,
Escher?
or Doré.
Doré. It seems Doré. Yeah. Doré?
No, it's William Blake. Very distinctive. 10 points for this. No kings, no marches, no boring old grand opera, just love, love, love. Those words of Tchaikovsky refer to which of Shakespeare's plays? It was the subject of one of his...
Warwick
Romeo and
Wolfenden.
Juliet.
Correct. You get a set of bonuses on British history this time. Which Plantagenet king was the first to accede to the throne, having previously held the title of Prince of Wales?
One of the Edwards. Richard.
Oh,
Henry.
No.
Is it Henry II?
Henry II. Should we go? Henry II?
No, it was Edward II. Who was Prince of Wales between November 1489 and his death at the age of 15 in 1502? His younger brother followed him as prince.
Arthur, right? Yeah,
Yes.
the brother of Perrier. Yeah.
Arthur?
Arthur is correct. What was the name of the Prince of Wales who was the eldest son of George II? He died in 1751, 9 years before his father.
Frederick?
Yeah.
Frederick?
Frederick is correct. 5 minutes to go, 10 points for this. What is the national bird of the Faroe Islands? Common on British seacoasts, it's distinguished by its piping call, long red bill and feet, and black and white plumage.
Exeter Waitland.
Oystercatcher.
Correct. Your bonuses are on the musician and composer Wendy Carlos. Reaching platinum sales in the US, Wendy Carlos's 1968 debut album comprised recordings of works by which Baroque composer performed entirely on a Moog synthesizer?
Bach.
Bach is correct. The soundtrack of which film of 1971 includes Carlos's arrangements for synthesizer of Purcell's Music for the Funeral of Queen Mary and Beethoven's Ninth Symphony?
Clockwork Orange. Yeah. A Clockwork Orange.
Correct. Carlos collaborated again with Kubrick on which film of 1980, providing a main theme based on the Dies Irae and a second theme entitled Rocky Mountains?
The Shining.
Correct. 10 points for this. Double pegging. In which city are the Wawel Castle and Cathedral? Situated on the river Vistula, it was the capital...
Warwick Sartori.
Warsaw.
No, you lose 5 points. It was the capital of Poland from 1320 to 1611.
Exeter Clintworth.
Krakow.
Krakow is correct, yes. So you take the lead, Exeter, and you get 3 bonuses on microbiology. What genus of bacteria is classified by the Kaufman-White scheme?
Streptococcus.
No, it's Salmonella. Secondly, what letters denote the 2 groups of surface antigens used in the Kaufman-White scheme?
A and B.
No, it's H and O. What structure carries the H antigen?
The slime capsule.
No, it's flagellum. 2.5 minutes to go, 10 points for this. Give 2 answers promptly. In chemistry, what elements form the anode and cathode of a Leclanché cell?
Warwick Wolfenden.
Zinc and copper?
Anyone like to buzz from Exeter?
Exeter Lay.
Copper and platinum.
No, it's zinc and carbon. 10 points for this. What name links the palace in which Elizabeth I died in 1603 and the capital of the US state that was named after her?
Warwick Wolfenden.
Richmond.
Richmond is correct. You get 3 bonuses on the Islamic calendar. What event of 622 in the Common Era led to that year being used as the basis of the Islamic...
Hejra.
Hejra is correct. A time of mourning for Shia Muslims, Ashura, the Day of Remembrance, falls in which month, the first of the Islamic calendar?
We don't know.
It's Muharram. According to Muslims, in which month was the Quran revealed? It is the 9th and most venerated
Ramadan.
month. Ramadan is correct. That gives you the lead. 10 points for this. 0 is a number, is the first of 5 axioms, named after which Italian mathematician...
Exeter Clintworth.
Euclid.
Nope. Lose 5 points too. Italian mathematician who presented them in 1889 to provide a rigorous...
Warwick Gowers.
Piano.
Piano is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Warwick, are on the romantic poets. In each case, identify the work from phrases that appear in its opening lines. I need the poet and the bird that is the title figure. Firstly, blithe spirit, full heart and unpremeditated art. Quickly.
Shelley to a skylark.
Correct. Secondly, drowsy numbness, dull opiate and full-throated ease.
Oh, is that an eagle?
Maybe give Keats.
Could it be Windhover Manley Hopkins?
Go. Sure.
Windhover Manley Hopkins.
No, it's Nightingale by Keats. And finally, blithe newcomer, wandering voice and twofold shout.
I don't.
Should we go for Windhover?
Yeah, sure.
Windhover Manley Hopkins.
No, it's Wordsworth's Cuckoo. 10 points for this. Which country adopted a new version of its national flag in 2001, dispensing with both the Pan-African colour scheme and the superimposed capital letter R?
Exeter Lay.
Rwanda.
Correct. These bonuses are on a chemical element. Which soft, silvery white alkali metal has become known as white petroleum because of its use in rechargeable batteries?
Lithium.
And on the ground, the University of Exeter have 150, but Warwick University have 165. Lithium was right, by the way, but of course, as you answered over the gong, you don't get it, I'm afraid. So congratulations to you, Exeter. You did pretty well. You might come back as a higher-scoring losing team, who knows, but you led much of the way. Warwick, many congratulations to you. You fought back valiantly, and we shall look forward to seeing you for sure in the next round of the competition. I hope you can join us next time for another first-round match, but until then, it's goodbye from Exeter University.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Warwick University.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.